Thanks for watching this vehicle.
All right, guys, I've had some good relationships and I've had some really bad ones. And here's some advice that will help you save years off of your life for stress and hopefully find some peace in relationships. So if you go into a relationship and you notice that you have a lot of uneasiness around a person, and here's the caveat, some people, if they actually do have a personality disorder, this is why it's hard, you will feel very comfortable and they will validate you and validate you and validate you and validate you. This is what happened when I first moved out to LA and I ended up living in my car on the streets of Hollywood, my little Honda Civic hatchback that I drove all the way out there. Because this person actually did have a personality disorder. And I was young and naive, and they're a bit older. And it was like the setup. And they're not trying to do it, they just don't have that's how they are, you know? They're not like bad people that are trying to hurt you, that's just how they are. So anyways, essentially, it's over validation. So let me make it clear. This person that I'm talking about, the first person that it ended up really, really, really bad is because they actually do have a personality disorder. And I've dated enough to know who is malicious and has bad intent, or and doesn't know how to control themselves, and who is actually just a good person who is not a good fit. So a good fit is you feel calm around them. You have to feel calm. If your nervous system does not feel relaxed or calm around them, it might not be them, it might not be you, it might just be the two of you together. But regardless, if you're having to think about all this stuff and try to work it out, it means you don't feel okay. It means you don't feel safe around them. Something about them reminds you of your ex, who knows, whatever, right? It's going to be very hard to try to make yourself calm around a person that you don't feel calm around and do all this work around. It's not worth it, honestly, unless you're married and have kids. So my first advice is to find someone that you feel calm. I was in a good, very long, peaceful, long relationship, stable as could be. And that was probably the healthiest relationship I've ever been in. I felt extremely calm, listened to, heard, understood, respected. The other person respected themselves. And yeah, that was a very healthy relationship. And then you'll get into scenarios where you're going for the low-hanging fruit sometimes, so to speak. And maybe they are too, who knows, right? But the point is on the second one, the first frame is, the first setup is like, you feel calm and secure and you know what that feels like and it feels good. The one I initially talked about in the beginning of the video, that's a narcissistic or a BPD person. And I ran into that scenario, I put myself into that scenario on accident, I didn't mean to, but that's what you do when you're young and you don't know any better and you're dating someone a little bit older. And that about ruined me, right? And immediately after I got into a healthy relationship. So it's hard, you can't spot a narcissist, honestly, or someone who has BPD or can't control themselves, because on the front end, it's over validating, playing into your ego like 1,000,000%. And if you grew up around any type of abuse or anything like that, your perception, you do like a lot of validation. Everyone likes to be validated, right? And attention. But so it's just extremely hard. But if someone is just throwing validation at you constantly, it takes time. It takes like a year or longer to figure out where people are at. And so I just recommend taking it slow with everyone. But it's just really hard to spot someone with a personality disorder. So the last setup is like, if you just don't feel safe, if you feel a little And that's why it's so important to take it slow, because people are going to do things that you don't agree with, and then you're going to have to exit because it might just ruin it for you. If you don't have kids or marriage, then it might just be hard to build that trust back up again, or you don't realize that the character differences, and that's not what you're looking for and stuff like that. But it's the point of the video is just to find someone that you feel calm around, you feel regulated around, you feel peaceful around. You don't have to prove yourself to them. But then you also want to find someone that it's like, you do want to show up. It's not like that you disrespect them, or that like you're going to not give them your best foot forward as well. So it's just a nice balance of, you're not trying too hard. You're okay to stand up for yourself and say no. You feel calm, you feel secure, you don't feel nervous, you don't feel like you're going to mess something up too much, you know? If there's the idea that you're going to really mess it up, then that means like it's not that good of a relationship, because it means you're too insecure. It just means that like they're up here and you're trying to like not mess this thing up. Shouldn't really feel like that, because that means you're not accepted for who you are. You're having to put on a show for someone. If you're having to put on a show for someone, that's going to be extremely stressful for you, because it means you're not accepted for, like, you're having to put on a mask, you're having to tap dance, you have to make a joke, you're having to play a role, right? Hopefully that makes sense for you. So find someone safe, peaceful, calm. Problem is, if you're out there and you don't have a lot of experience, like I've got a client, he doesn't have a lot of experience with dating. He's from India, he's been here 3 years, and we got him into good shape. He lost some body fat, built some muscle, dropped like 20 pounds. And I taught him how to dress. I'm like, you gotta get the white sneakers, bro. You gotta get some gym shorts, you gotta get a t-shirt, you know. He was wearing like he was wearing polo shirts with like gym pants with like flip-flops or something crazy. So we got him dressing sharp, and then we got him on the dating apps. And then I told him to do like, you know, kind of do those like cool photos for his dating profile, so he doesn't look like a dork. And then I look, and he's like doing paragraph messages back and forth. So there's just so many nuanced things to learn about how to like get out there and date and set up your dating profile and put yourself together where you have a cool haircut, you trim your beard a little bit, you wear clothes. That it takes a while to cultivate style. And I didn't learn how to cultivate style until I was in LA. I still don't have great style, but at least I like the clothes that I wear. So if you're just getting started, there's a lot to learn, but just take it super slow. That's the biggest thing. And like for one of my clients, he has no dating experience, especially in America. It's totally different. It's arranged marriages out there, and in America, it's just a free-for-all, right? It's a total free-for-all. So I'm having to teach him how to communicate, set up dates, and it's been interesting. So we'll see how he progresses through this, and hopefully he finds I can help him with my journey and my experience, and show him to stay away from BPD people and people that you feel nice and safe around. But that's just one layer. So in summary, if you feel like you have to be someone you're not, if you don't feel calm, if you feel anxious all the time, those are signs that your body is warning you that either that's your baggage and your nervous system isn't calmed down, but regardless, you still have it. You still have that anxiety, and you just don't feel safe around the person. You don't feel, what it really is, you don't feel safe in yourself, but something in that person is reminding you of your ex. Therefore, it's making you nervous, anxious, because you're afraid they're about to chop your head off, right? So, or get you in a situation that is crazy and you don't want to be in. And so that's what your body's doing. But regardless, you probably can't fix it. So you just stay away from people that make you feel that way. That's my conclusion. If that was helpful, and hopefully it was, only date people you feel calm around. Don't go for the ones that get your attention and are manipulating you and you don't know it and super over validating you, or trying to control people you can't be yourself around, people that you think are above you. You'll get into this thing where you'll try to pursue and they try to make it feel like they're way above you and you're below, and then you get in this pursuer role and all this, and you're trying to do better and show off. And if you're getting into all that, it's gonna be really hard. So find people that you feel calm around. That'll save you a lot of time and a lot of stress. And do things that cultivate calmness in you. Workout, yoga, jiu-jitsu. Healthy friendships will help you a lot. If you need one-on-one coaching, link in bio in the comment section. Catch you in the next video.